Hey guys, it's me, Ruowen Huang. I'm decided to come back to Periscope. I only give YouTube one day try. But the reason I decided to come back to Periscope is with Periscope you cannot redo it. You cannot come back and re-edit it or things like that, right? When you don't have a chance of, redo your mistake, you seem to just move forward and then you make a mental note, don't make that mistake again. But you will not waste too much time in a place try to fix that mistake. And while YouTube, I give YouTube a try, every time at the beginning, I don't know why, it can make a mistake. And I think since I can always redo it and no one is watching, I would just continue allow myself to do it, right? So I was complaining, it actually take me double the time. And the worst part of it is, after YouTube, if you film it, it turns out like the file is so big, you actually have to edit it in order to upload it. Otherwise, a 10-minute film would be about 1 gigabyte. That's way too big for me. So I decided to come back to Periscope. I think it worked for me because even if I make the mistake, I pronounce the word wrong, it will tell me to continue moving forward. And, I think that fit more who I am because I don't like to give a chance I'll redo my mistake. I like to move forward. So at least I make a mental note, don't make the same mistake tomorrow or next time. So anyway, my name is Ruowen Huang. I'm an author, spirit coach, and also a psychic. Today I'm going to talk about language limits the growth of wisdom. I mentioned before my spirit guide like to throw me a lot of concept, right? Not necessarily I like it, but he like to throw it at me just so I can think about it. So I'm gonna do the same to you guys. So this concept he threw it to me in the early stage too. At that time, I was frustrated. I was frustrated because I moved to Vancouver when I was about 20-ish, right? A lot of words I may or may not know until later. So I was quite limited by my Chinese. Because when it comes to spirituality and things like that, I actually don't have a vocabulary for it. And, when it comes to English, I was way more limited too. So I was stuck in this mode, like I was just frustrated overall because I find my language is so limited that I couldn't express really what it is that I feel. So last time, my higher spirit threw this concept to me. My spirit guide, threw this concept to me and let me know language supposed to be a tool for communication, but because people depend on language so much, it actually limits us from growing our wisdom. So I did not understand. I did not understand what he meant. So I questioning it and I say, I don't get it. But in order for me to express how I feel or express the truth or, what I believe, I need a lot of vocabulary. Don't I? I mean, otherwise, how would people know? So then he explained it to me. He said, in the old time, just picture the caveman time. They actually don't have language. They don't have a language. They may have 1 or 2 words, but they are able to connect more with the universe because you are not so limited by your language. So what happened is you are actually more connected with what's going on around you because you use your feeling more. You try to express your feeling more. You try to, interact and show in the limitation of you don't have a language to express it. So when we love someone, instead of try to put it on word, we might actually just go there and hug someone, hoping like hug will pass what we feel, pass what we sense and things like that. So the other person will know. So, it come to a point my higher spirit want me to look at the universe, right? Other than human being. How does nature connect with each other? How does tree communicate with each other? How is cat communicate with each other, or dog, or bird, or everything? So, when you actually put your thought into trying to figure out how they communicate with each other, you come to realize maybe he's right. Maybe he's right. Because it seems like this whole universe or every living thing on this planet have a way to communicate with each other, even though they don't have a language. But we don't. We're so trapped by our language, by the word we learn, by the things that we think we know. We use the word to define us, to label us. And not knowing maybe there are sensation or feeling that is simply not created by word yet, right? So in the old time, you're thinking when people have epiphany or when they have an understanding, they have an evolution, they're eager to share with the world. At that time, they probably don't have the language that can describe that feeling. So what they do is they try to create a word, they try to describe, okay, this sensation is called happiness. This sensation is called sadness. This sensation is called anger. Or, this is it. People start continue coming up with a word, try to describe the feeling they feel, right? So that is not enough to describe the feeling. We all know. Sometimes we have that moment words just simply cannot describe. Now you have to imagine maybe the universe function that way. Maybe universe function in a way they are existent that words simply cannot describe. So what I try to say here is, when you are so limited and believe the language you learn is the only thing or only way you can express yourself, you then limit yourself to feel. You then stop yourself to feel because, things beyond language, you just define it. They don't exist because language cannot describe it. So anyway, it comes to that moment that I start to understand maybe our being is way greater than language. Maybe there's a way of being that we can communicate with each other. That's a way we can connect with the universe without the language. So when I come to that understanding, I start to accept it's okay, I don't know much. It's okay, I don't have a complicated word to describe what I know. It's okay. Because I come to this point, as I say, Einstein once said, right, if you cannot describe to a 6-year-old, you actually don't know it well enough. I apply it into what I believe. That is, my English is very limited. Probably same as my Chinese, right? So a lot of time people throw me big word I don't know. I'm okay with it. The reason is, I believe if I cannot use very limited language that I know to describe what I feel, what I sense, to make it understandable to a 6-year-old, maybe I don't know it well enough, right? Because 6-year-old will not know a spiritual term. They don't know. Same thing as if I want to communicate with a dog or a cat, they don't know the language. So how do I communicate with them, right? You'll be amazed how simple it is. It brings down to very, basic truth. It's not a word I use. It's how I express myself. How I can say in a way that people do understand, right? If I make mistake, if I say the wrong word, like my husband telling me I was supposed to say humanity, but then somehow I say humanity. As you can see, I'm not so good yet, but one day I will pronounce a word correctly, right? But at least that will leave a mental note. Make a mistake, next time try to use the word right, or if not, I hope my expression, even though I pronounce the wrong word, you understand. You are not limited by the word I say or the way I express it, but you understand what it is that I truly try to describe. So, that would be the area that I will force myself to focusing on. So anyway, just thought I throw you guys a little bit concept to really get an idea why, the concept my spirit got thrown on me. But so I share with you guys that you guys have some time to think about it too. and how we are trapped by the language, how our wisdom is supposed to be so much more, but we are limited by the word we know, right? This universe is way bigger than that. You know, when we open up our feeling, our sensation, when we really connect with the world, we will know there's so much more out there for us to learn. So anyway, that's, you know, hope kind of give you guys an idea you guys can think about. Another side joke I thought I would talk about too. I have a friend who, very nice person, right? But somehow, every time when it comes to argument with her husband, her word hurts. She doesn't use bad words. She doesn't use words that actually swear at people or calling people's name. But the word she used would make you feel so low of yourself. That's not her intention, but she just couldn't help because that's the way she protects herself, right? So the other day we having this conversation, and I was saying that why do you always use the most hurtful word to your husband? It doesn't make sense. He said, well, she tried to come back to me and say, well, I believe if it was me who speak Chinese, I would probably do the same, which I think, you know, she's right. I probably find a very skillful way to hurt people without swearing. So, because, you know, Chinese is my language, right? It's my native. But I'm grateful, I guess, I live in Canada. So most of the time I have to speak English. Because I don't know much, many words the same way I know Chinese to hurt people. So it limits me. It limits me in a way, like since I don't know the word, maybe I just give up. So I suggested, since her second language is Cantonese, I say, how about next time you want to fight with your husband, you try to speak Cantonese then. And she said, well, but I don't know much. I said, well, but that's exactly the point. That's exactly the point. When we actually don't know that much, we are unlikely to hurt someone. So, you know, that was just a side joke. You know, I put it on my Facebook. Later on, people start laughing. They say, oh, maybe they should put a goal to learn a second language so they can fight with their husband. I say, yeah, that's exactly the answer. Before you want to, you know, say something back to hurt someone, try to use your second language. If you have a second language, try that. Then you will realize that limitation actually make you hurt people less. So anyway, that's a side joke. Hope you guys can think about it in the weekend. So again, I'm crawling my way back to Periscope because I actually like my mistake. If I make a mistake, it gives me a mental no. Try not to make the same one next time. So, to you all, if you guys like what I'm doing, join me on Periscope. Go to my Facebook or go to my YouTube channel, and thank you for all the hearts. You know, one thing I love of Periscope too, I can always see the heart. So, or even go to my website, ruowen.com. If somehow I mispronounce a word or I have something to add on, I will always put it there. So till then, you know, today is Friday. Vancouver is so cold, it's -1. So I just went for a walk. That's why I wear a sweater. So till then, I hope you guys all have a great weekend. And then we'll see you guys next Monday. Bye.